Drug courts may sound intimidating, but they're becoming more popular across our nation. It's a way to hold addicts accountable for their actions while trying to change behaviors instead of sending people back to prison. In tonight's Courageous Conversation, our Lindsay Clein explains why the drug court program is so effective.
Rather than throwing nonviolent drug offenders behind bars, the drug court program aims to help those struggling get the treatment they need so they can return to society as law-abiding citizens.
Every day when I first get up in the morning, I go and I look at myself and I say, Keith, you're not going to use today. I graduated drug court April the 1st of this year. I was struggling, it was really whooping me pretty bad.
Keith Byerly is no stranger to drug addiction.
All the choices that I'd made, all the bad choices were, they was taking its toll. There was nowhere else left to go but up. It was time to start healing.
Heroin wasn't his drug of choice.
It wasn't something that I really, got a big kick off of.
But his meth addiction took him to prison 6 times.
I was headed back to prison for a 10-year sentence, and being my age, that's, just wasn't an option.
That's what led him here to Judge Peggy Davis's courtroom.
The thought is that rather than incarcerating people and sending them back into the community to reoffend, let's force that population to get treatment to address the lifestyle issues that brought them into the justice system with the hope of returning them to our communities as sober, law-abiding citizens.
Judge Davis is the Greene County Drug Court Commissioner.
Drug court is, I think, one of the most cost-effective, most beneficial things we have in our community in regard to criminal justice.
But it's kind of strict, it's a little scary, Everybody's kind of, myself, I was a little bit worried about the change. And the addiction was just so powerful.
Drug court does drug testing on everybody about twice a week in order to make sure or to monitor whether our folks are using. We require treatment.
Keith spent about 14 months in drug court.
It played a big part in my life because without having some kind of structure in my life, I was just all over the place. I was headed back to prison again.
A year in Department of Corrections is probably around $33,000. A year of treatment in drug court runs about $4,000, $4,500. Our offenders pay a percentage of that.
In prison, you just merely exist and you're in a controlled environment. At drug court, through there, I had an option to be free.
Drug court gives each addict struggling a personal plan, turning hopelessness into hope.
It makes you look at yourself, and the things that you've done in life and how it's affected others. So that was a big step, just to be able to let all that trash out.
Most people spend on average 22 to 24 months in the program.
Some courts, depending on their needs, are every week, and then as they progress through the program, their court reporting backs off to every 2 weeks and then once a month. It's incredibly humbling to watch folks that are an absolute disaster when you first meet them. Life is just falling apart. Help them.
There's a 67 to 70% completion rate for drug courts across the Show Me state.
That number of people have their life back, and we don't have to worry about them living down the street from us. And how powerful and how incredible is that? You
go in thinking right away, well, okay, I'm set up for failure right away, and that wasn't the case. There was a lot of love in there.
And they come back and they're like, I thought everybody was against me, but really everybody was pulling for me, providing support so that I could get what I needed to be who I always wanted to be.
Which is where Keith is now. Since graduating, he's even started his own lawn service.
I've done so much damage. There's been people that I've hurt that I don't even know and probably will never meet in my life. That's a big pill to chew. And to be able to give back, and trying to do what's right when nobody's looking, it's a big thing for me, just doing the right thing.
And it's drug court. He thanks for bringing him here to a life away from addiction.
Just to be able to get up every day and walk outside and just to see the sun or to smell the air or the rain when it's coming, I can't tell you how thankful I am for all the people that made that possible, giving me the chance to self-correct.
Keith Keith hopes now he can help others do the same.
Nothing's so bad that I ever have to pick up and use again. You know, there's resources out there, you know, that can help you get through this. But you just got to make that choice. You're not alone, and there's people that love you and want to help you.
Keith has been clean since February of 2015. Research out of St. Louis shows those who go through drug court save Missouri taxpayers $7 for every dollar spent on the program.
Lindsay, Clein tonight, thanks. We also want to give our sincere thanks to Keith Barley for sharing his story with us here at Color 10 News. We're going